this video, we're going to be practicing finding the area of a regular polygon. And so in the last video, we really had two different formulas that we can use to find the area. The first one is that area is equal to 1/2 A times P, so the apothem times the perimeter. Or we can also use that area is equal to 1/2 times the apothem times the number of sides times the side length. And again, that was because the number of sides times the side length is just equal to your perimeter. So looking at number 1, it says a regular octagon that has an apothem of 18.1 inches and a perimeter of 120 inches. And we see this regular octagon here. Looking at this picture, I can automatically see that my apothem is 18.1 inches because I see that this segment here goes from my center to the side length at a 90-degree angle. And so that means that this is the apothem that's right here. And so in this problem, it tells us that the apothem A is equal to 18.1. I'm also told that my perimeter P is equal to 120. So I can automatically use my first formula here to find the area of this regular octagon. And so I have 1/2 times 18.1 times my perimeter. And when you multiply that out, you should get 1,086 inches squared. Okay, looking at number 2, I see I again have another octagon here. I see that I have a side length of 15 meters, and this time I have a radius of 19.6. So this one doesn't give me my apothem, but if you notice in both of my formulas, I need to know what my apothem length is in order to find the area. But for this one, since I am given the side length and I know the number of sides, I'm going to be using the second formula here. So I can automatically know that S is equal to 15 meters. That's my side length. And then I see that I have 8 sides, so N is equal to 8. So now I just need to figure out what A is. Well, we learned about in our last lesson about the apothem, and so I can draw an apothem here from my radius. That's going to be A. And so I can create a right triangle right here. And so if I look at redrawing this, I have a right triangle. This is my side length A. My hypotenuse is 19.6. I need to figure out this other side length. Well, I know that if I were to draw another triangle here, that this apothem is really cutting this in half. These two sides are the same. Since the whole thing is 15, that means that each of these are going to be 7.5. That's just 15 divided by 2. So I have 7.5 on this side length here. So to find what A is, I just need to use the Pythagorean theorem. So I have A squared plus 7.5 squared is equal to 19.6 squared. And then I'm going to go ahead and subtract 7.5 squared from both sides. And so I have A squared is equal to 19.6 squared minus 7.5 squared. And then I can take the square root. So I have A is equal to, now I'm going to go ahead and figure out what's underneath the radical first. So I'm going to do 19.6 squared minus 7.5 squared. And you should get 327.91. And so A is equal to the square root of 327.91. So I have my S, I have my N, I have my A. I can now use this second formula here. So I have A is equal to 1/2 times my apothem times N times S So I have 1/2 times the square root of 327.91 times n, which is 8, times s, which is 15. And multiplying that all together, you should get that this comes out to being approximately 1,086.5 meters squared. Okay, let's try one more. So here I have a pentagon, so I see that my number of sides here is going to be 5. And I see that my apothem is 6.5, because again, my apothem is that segment that goes from the center to the side length in a right angle. And so I know that A is equal to 6.5. Now I just need to figure out what S is. I need to figure out what that side length is. However, again, I know that if I were to draw this side length here, I know I have an isosceles triangle because of this being length 8 as well. So that means that these two side lengths are going to be the same. So I can just find this one side length here and then double it to figure out what the whole side length is. And so again, I'm going to be using the Pythagorean theorem here. So I'm just going to call this B. So I have that 6.5 squared plus B squared is equal to 8 squared. Subtract 6.5 squared from both sides, and I get that B squared is equal to 8 squared minus 6.5 squared. Then I'm going to take the square root. And so B is equal to, simplifying inside of the radical, I have 8 squared, which is 64, minus 6.5 squared, and I get 21.75. However, S is going to be twice that length, because I just found that this is 21.75. So that means that this part's 21.75. So to find the whole, square root. To find the whole, I need to multiply that by 2. So S is going to be 2 times B, which is equal to 2 times the square root of 21.75. And so now that I have A, N, and S, I can find my area. So area is equal to 1/2 A times NS. A is 6.5, N is 5, and then S is 2 times the square root of 21.75. And then if you don't have a calculator at home, you can go to Desmos to figure this out. So you come here, and you can do 1/2 times 6.5 times 5 times 2 times, you can come over here, hit the square root button, and it was 21.75. And so I get, rounding to the nearest tenth, that this is approximately 151.6 units squared.